Okay, everybody in class. Wow, you got a long list.
Yes, I did.
I'm just going to stick that right here. Okay, so now we are going to tell the whole class about our habitats. Okay? So I want, everybody is going to come up and share as a group. So I'm going to call up a group, such as the desert group. Not right now. And you guys are going to come tell the whole class about your habitat. Okay, so what might be some good things to tell the class about? Bella?
What it's about?
What it's about. Okay, so maybe you could say the name of the habitat. You could say what lives in the habitat, the plants and the animals. And you could also tell us about the living and the non-living things in your habitat. Okay, so I'm going to have the desert group come up first. Okay, bring your poster board. Okay, so what is your habitat called? The desert. Okay, and while they're talking, are you guys going to be listening really well?
Yes.
Yeah, because we need to learn about all of the habitats, not just the one you made. Okay, you can go ahead and tell us about the plants and the animals that are in your habitat. You want to let them do it? Okay. Good. Make sure you speak up really loud so the whole class can hear you.
What's the desert fox?
Desert fox. Good. What else? What are the plants? Go ahead. You can tell us.
That's a shrub.
The shrub. Mm-hmm. What else is there?
Snake.
Snake.
Desert.
Another lizard. What else? Could be an iguana, yeah. What else? There's one more thing that's on there.
Spider.
Well, did you guys draw a spider? Yeah.
Cactus.
A cactus. Good. And what are all of your animals and plants on? They're on the sand. Yep, the whole habitat is called the desert, but they are on the sand. You have something else to add to the presentation? You did? Okay, good. So that could be some food for the snake. Okay, does anybody have any questions about the desert? Peyton, what's your question?
My question is, how do some animals survive if there's no water sometimes?
Well, you know, that's a very good question. There's actually a little bit of water in the desert. There's not much. It's kind of under the sand and soil. Okay, so they can suck it up through their roots.
So they store water?
They store water.
Because there's not much water.
No, there's not. Matthew? There's one animal in the desert that doesn't even need to drink water. Abby?
Can there be some animals that are camouflaged?
Yeah, there could be some camouflaged animals in the desert. Maybe the
Just
lizards.
like the lizard.
Okay, well that's all the
they look
questions
like
we have
sand.
time for. Those are some really good questions. Okay, you guys can go back to your seats. Thank you. Can everybody give them a round of applause? Okay, good. Okay, now I'm going to have the pond group come up and share. Have everybody in the pond group come up. Okay, can you tell everybody what your habitat is called? The pond. Good. So now you can tell us about some of the animals in there and some of the plants. There's some fish. Good. Some fish. Good. What about, good. What about some more plants? Lily pad. Very good. What's sticking up off of your poster? Grass. Is there a lot of grass around the pond? Yeah. Could there be some grass in the pond too?
Yes.
Yeah, there could be. remember what those are called?
Cattails.
Cattails, very good. Okay, and did you guys come up with any non-living things in your habitat?
Water.
Water, good. Anything else? No? Okay, that's okay. So, was the grass living? Yes, it was. Good. Okay, thank you. Can you give them a round of applause? Okay, the rainforest group, you guys can come on up. And I like how the groups that have shared so far, I really like how they were being respectful to one another. Okay, go ahead. So what's yours called?
The rainforest.
Rainforest, good.
We got a dragon. We had a snake, a jaguar, and 3 pictures of trees.
Trees. So do you guys think there are a lot of trees in the
And
rainforest?
flowers.
Flowers.
And a bird.
And a bird. So what do you guys notice about the bird, the frog, and the flowers?
They're all living things.
They're all living things, yes. Are they really bright? Yeah. What did you guys find out that might be a non-living thing in your
A
habitat?
jug, that's the only thing.
Matthew, what did you find out?
Mud.
Mud, and Lexi said dirt. Good. So there's not many living things in these habitats, are there?
Yeah, there are.
Sorry, non-living things. You're right, Matthew. Okay, can we give them a round of applause? Thank you. Yeah, I messed up. Okay, the ocean group. Okay, so what is yours called? The ocean. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
There's sharks, there's crabs, there's dolphins, there's some lobsters too. There's starfish, we got coral.
Jalen, what did you say? A starfish. Good.
Eagle.
There's what?
And then we have fish.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And
fish.
some dolphins.
And what do all of those animals and plants live in? The ocean?
Their
Is that the water?
habitat.
Their habitat, yeah. What about the starfish? Do you think that can live in the water?
It can live in both habitats.
It can live in both. Very good. Okay, so what non-living things did you guys come up with?
Sand,
Sand
the sand, and sky.
and the sky. What about the water? Is that living or non-living?
Non-living.
Non-living. What about the shark and the dolphin? Those are living. Good. Okay, you guys can go ahead and go back to your seats. Thank you. Okay, and the forest group. Okay, so can somebody tell me what yours is called? The forest. Good. You guys can go ahead and tell us about it.
Then we have different kind of plants and flowers
Mm-hmm.
and the moss.
And the moss. Okay, good. Omar, what are some of the animals in there?
Deer, bear, squirrel.
Deer and bear and squirrels. Good. Do you think of anything else?
Owls.
Owls. And Autumn, what did you guys draw on there? A what? A tree. Good. So do you guys think there are a lot of trees in the rainforest? I mean, in the forest?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think those trees have a lot of leaves?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think is on the ground of the forest? Omar? Leaves. What else?
A lot of grass.
A lot of grass. Good. And did you guys find any non-living things in your habitat?
Yes. Ponds, stumps,
Okay.
dirt, rocks.
Wow, you guys found a lot. Good. Okay, you guys can go ahead and sit back down. We can all give them a round of applause. me about the living and the non-living things. Did you guys notice, were there a lot of non-living things in your habitats?
Yes. Yes.
Well, in yours there were, but in the rest of them, were there a lot of non-living things?
No.
No, it was kind of hard to find the non-living things, wasn't it? Yeah. What about in our habitats? So a house or an apartment or a trailer, whatever you live in.
We have a lot
Do
of
those have a lot of non-living things. Why do you think that is? Bella?
Because they can breathe or walk and they're not moving.
Good, yeah. So a lot of our things are man-made and they can't walk or breathe or anything.
They don't eat, breathe, or they don't walk.
They don't, yeah, good. You're right. So in a habitat, in an animal's habitat, so in the ocean, the desert, the forest, the rainforest, or the pond, a lot of those things are living. And a lot of those things, a lot of the animals eat other living things when they need to eat. Okay, can anybody tell me something that they learned? Something that they learned about, how about a different habitat than the one you did? Brianna. The desert, good. What is one thing that might be in the desert? Snakes, good. Maybe a rattlesnake. Lacey, what is something you learned?
The ocean.
The ocean, and what might be in the ocean?
Dolphins.
Dolphins. You like dolphins, good. How about Jalen? What did you learn about? The ocean, good. Can you tell me something else that's in the ocean other than a dolphin? Sharks. Good. So it sounds like you guys learned a lot. Yeah? Maybe? Okay. Peyton?
The desert, there are kangaroo rats.
There are kangaroo rats in the desert? Good. So, let's see. How about in the ocean? Are there a lot of trees living in the ocean? No. What about in the desert? Is there a lot of water and trees with lots of leaves? No. And the forest, is that really wet? Does it have a lot of water in the forest?
The rainforest.
Well, the rainforest has more water than the forest. Okay, and then the pond. Somebody tell me something they learned about the pond. Omar? Frogs live in the pond. And is there a lot of water in the pond?
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Okay, well, it sounds like you guys really learned a lot from this. Did you guys like making your own habitats? Yeah? Did you guys like talking in front of the class about them?
Yes.
Yeah?